Personally, I find it to have changed my life. I would recommend it to anyone. Okay, so I am going to be going over my experience with Accutane. So I have been on Accutane twice. I'm 21. I went on Accutane for the first time when I was 15 years old, and I went on it for the second time when I was 19 and finished it right when I turned 20. So the first time I was on it for 8 months, and the second time I was on it for about a year. So I'll go over the first time I was on it. So I had literally exhausted all possible treatments. I've been on literally every single thing that you can think of. I had been on all different types of topical retinoids. I've taken all different types of pills. I had literally been taking amoxicillin at some point, which is insane. But yeah, literally nothing worked, not a single thing. So it kind of got to the point where I was like, okay, they had already suggested it earlier, but just my mom kind of didn't want me to go on it. I don't know why, because I was like young. She was kind of scared of it or something. I don't know. But there was literally no other options, and it was getting so bad. So I will include a few of my before pictures. And so this was me before, obviously really bad cystic acne. It was going down my neck. It was all over my chest, really painful as well. So I started Accutane, and it took a while to kind of start working. I'll include a few pictures of me after I've been on it for a few months, and then some pictures of my results. So when I was on it for the first time, the only symptoms I had were my joints were a little, you could tell they didn't have as much lubrication. I don't know. They were a little, not knocky, stiff. I was a little stiff. And I had dry lips, of course, and like kind of dry skin. And oh my God, one of the best things is that you can go so long without washing your hair. I'd never been able to do that before. But I was able to go a really long time without washing my hair. But, so I went on it, took a while to work. It worked, thank God. And everything was fine and dandy. My afters looked great. But then, so yeah, I had no really long-term effects. I didn't really have anything bad. I was on like a fairly low dose. I think I was taking like 40 milligrams or something. I might have been taking 20. I don't know. It was low, like relatively low, but it was for like 8 months. But after that, about a year passed, and I started to kind of freak out because I had a few breakouts appearing, and I will include some pictures here. And you might be like, that really doesn't look that bad, but like my skin was like clear. Like after I was like Accutane, my skin was clear. Obviously I had acne scars and like some discoloration and everything, but my skin was literally so clear. So once I started to see these breakouts, I was like, what's happening? I think I went back to the dermatologist. They put me on another topical, and I was like, okay, thanks. Even though we've already figured out these kind of don't work for me at all, literally don't do nothing, not a thing. So I'm kind of around that level of acne for around a year. So I'll include a picture of me about a year later, right before I was about to go into college. So this was, I would have been 18 at this picture, and in those other pictures, I was like 15, 16. I go to college, and my skin just keeps getting worse and worse. As you can see in that picture, like my skin was worse than it was a year ago, but not crazy. But my skin just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And then it just like exploded and became the worst it's ever been on both sides of my face beforehand. This was my bad side. But then it was just like, it became a whole thing again, very extremely. So again, I had really deep, extreme, severe cystic acne. And I will include some pictures of kind of some of my befores. And here's the thing, is when I was on Accutane for the second time, I was on it for like a really long time. I was on it for like a year. And since I had relapsed, they had me on a really high dose because they were like, we don't want this to happen to you again. So I was taking, they started me kind of in the normal range of like, I think 40 or 60 milligrams. And then for 8 months, so that was like the beginning. And then for about 8 months, I was taking 80 milligrams a day. And a lot of people might not understand kind of how much that is, but just know that it's a lot, and know that every single time I went to the dermatologist, the nurse that was helping me was literally like shell shocked at how much I was taking. But they really just needed to get it in me. They needed to get it in my body and my system. But here's the thing, is even though I was on such an extreme dose for such a long time, I literally didn't have any symptoms. I kid you not. Obviously I had like dry lips. Okay, so I lied. I had some dry lips, but not as extreme as the first time. And it was very manageable. And I was able to once again go a very, very long time without washing my hair, like a really long time. And it was fabulous, literally fabulous. So it took kind of a while to kick in. I kept breaking out, but you can see really slow progress. But even after I kind of started to get better, I was still having some slight, like kind of very singular breakouts. But it has been 2 years now and I really have not broken out at all. This is my skin. If you want to take a nice gander. I think it looks pretty good, but maybe that's just me. Obviously I have acne scars. If you have that bad of acne, you're gonna have acne scars, and like, but it's like really not that big of a deal. Like it literally doesn't matter, like no one cares. But I'll include some pictures of my results directly after, because I really was breaking up, like kind of breaking up, pause. I was kind of breaking out a little bit up until around the last month, and then I guess that's really what did it in, and then I was kind of chill. So now I'm gonna tell you what products I recommend. So first of all, I recommend a really thick moisturizer, like one of those ones that comes in like a tub, like the CeraVe or the Cetaphil, one of those tubs of like the nice like thick moisturizer. Like you want to get that all up in your skin and it will help you a lot. The second one is rosehip seed oil. Okay, I used this throughout the entire time that I was on Accutane, both times. And honestly, I think it's one of the reasons that I have pretty good acne scars and like I don't have a ton of discoloration. And it really, I don't know. And it keeps your skin super hydrated, and it's a dry oil. So it's not gonna feel awful when you put it on your skin. And it's gonna keep you really nice and hydrated, and you're not gonna get such dry skin. The third thing I recommend is, this is literally my holy grail when it comes to lips, for dry lips on Accutane, is the Blistex medicated lip ointment. It comes in like a little white squeeze tube. It is phenomenal. It will help your lips like no other. I took it with me everywhere. I don't use it anymore because it's like a bit extreme if you're not having such dryness, but it will literally save you. Literally save you. But anyways, overall, I would highly recommend Accutane. And I know that there's a lot of fear mongering on the internet, a lot of like, well, I'm gonna talk about this in a second, but a lot of like, you're not healing yourself from the inside out. Don't even get me started. But I would highly recommend it. It might not be as bad as you think it might be. Just saying. I had exhausted all treatments. There was literally nothing else for me to do. I had changed my diet multiple times. I had done literally every single over-the-counter thing that you could do. The only one that like ever slightly worked was Tazorac, but then after a while it just stops working, period. But yeah, it really might not be that bad. And I'm not saying everyone's gonna have as good of an experience as I did, but you can stop taking it if it gets that bad. I would say give it a shot. So yeah, of course, discuss all possibilities and possible side effects with your doctor. Okay, now I'm gonna go on a rant about people on the internet saying Accutane doesn't heal you from the inside out. What? Like, I don't know if you guys have seen that supplement, like the Mind Body Skin supplement. Those people, that supplement has like 6,000 milligrams of vitamin A in it. That is so much more vitamin A than you're supposed to consume in a day. And guess what Accutane is? A vitamin A derivative. They're trying to heal your acne in the same way, but in a much more not safe way. Just saying, when people say, you gotta heal yourself from the inside out, it literally is healing you from the inside out. Some people just have enlarged sebum glands. Some people just have some enlarged oil glands, and you wanna know Accutane does, it shrinks them. What's the issue? Personally, I find it to have changed my life. I would recommend it to anyone. Honestly, if you had as bad of acne as I did. That's the moral of the story. Comment if you have any questions, any specific questions. I have been doing skincare recently because literally after I finished Accutane the second time, I did nothing. Literally nothing for my skincare. I like washed my face in the shower and that's it. Literally not a single thing. But I have started like a skincare routine and I made a video about that. That's my first video. And ignore that it was filmed on my phone. But I'm kind of testing that out. I'm gonna make an update video about how I feel like it's been working, about like my skin quality and how I look. But my boyfriend did say he thought I looked brighter or glowy. So maybe it's working. But yeah, that's my experience. Comment if you have any questions and like and subscribe. Okay. Thanks for watching.